Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, we just finished about the Gocharam only. So regularly grahas Rahu in the Meena, Ketu in the Kanya, Guru in the Rishubha, Mangal in the Kadaka, Chandra in the Medunu, Surya Buddha in the Dhanush, Shani and the Chukra in the Kumbharasi. So whenever you're creating the journal for yourself or for the astrology, make sure be note of it regardless of the yearly grahas. Make sure where your Chandra was going. Gochara Chandra compare against your Janma Jatakam. So what are the places you have to make note of it? When the Chandra over your Lagna, when the Chandra over your Rashi, that is Chandra over Chandra. That means moon over Gochara moon over your Janana Jatakam. So that is your Rashi. And the third one is Chandra over your Rahu and the Ketu, Chandra over your 8th house, Chandra over your 6th house. 12th house, find out how it is troubling you. But these all the things you have to see, make a note of it. You can see the pattern also. Whenever you find out the whole year of this history, like the journal entry, you will find there was a pattern in it. Okay, that is about the Kocharam. Let's move into the Pancham, Chaturdashi, followed by the Purnima. The first Purnima, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Whenever there was a Purnima was coming, energy level is really high, particularly when there was any changes was happening, any event like the New Year or after the Pongal or any of the event after the Paurnami or Amavasya was coming, there should be some kind of powerful in it. And don't forget to meditate. This is the best day for meditation. Nakshatra, if feelings like if you feel like no, I don't like meditate and I'm not a meditative person, then do the chanting, go to the temple, or just go by a very long walk, whichever makes you to meditate, kind of a stuff. Okay, that's a perfect day for that. Nakshatra, Margashira, followed by the Ardra. Yoga is the Brahma, followed by Indra. Karana, Garaja, Vanija, followed by Vishti. Some of the astrology's book, you may not notice this Vishti Karana. Some people still follow the Vishti. If we find time, we'll have a quick look about the Karana later in the classes. Okay, weekdays the Ravivara Paksha is the Shukla Paksha. Then let's moving into the new graha of today. We are going to start the lessons about the Venus from this week onwards. So
no
before
revision
that,
today, Vanita?
what is it?
Revision, you normally cover one topic every class, so
Yeah, definitely. I didn't prepare for that. Sorry.
sure,
We'll do
sure,
that
no
for the next.
problems, no problem.
Actually, I plan to do it in a different revision. So I forgot to do that. I not forgot. I didn't have a time. So we'll do that on the next week for sure. Okay. Let's see about the Venus. Okay. Before entering into the Venus, we have to understand about the Venus story first. Once we understand the Venus story, it will give you the tremendous points. I would say key points about the Shukra. So, Shukra is the son of the Bhrigu sage. Bhrigu sage, the son is the Sukracharya. So, he went in to learn for the great sage again, Angira. He also having his one son, Brihaspati. So, they are learning together. So one point in time, the favoritism over to the Brihaspati. Sukracharya is very clever in young age itself. He understand everything. He learn everything. He have such a grasping knowledge in every aspects. His view and dimension, perspective, and viewing things in a different way was ultimately different from every person in the world. So obviously, Shukra understand the favoritism of the Angira towards the Brihaspati. So then he go to his father and ask him, "No, I'm going to learn from the different guru Gautama." He went and to learn from Gautama, and he mastered various arts and various things he wanted to learn. He mastered in everything. So one point in time, Indra have to decide who is going to be the Deva Guru. Then they decided to go with the Brihaspati. this is also injustice for the Sukracharya, because Sukracharya is very clever and everybody thought like Sukracharya going to be the Deva for Guru's Dev. Sorry, Devaguru. But what happened was Brihaspati becomes the Devaguru. At a later point in time, he thought that okay, the favoritisms is follow him for all the way. This is not going to happen. Now I am going to think in a very different way. So he changed his direction. He's changed his way of path. He changed his the convention. Whatever the peoples conventionally do, he breaks that and choose the path of the different path in his career. So he took the preceptor, or you would say mentor for the Asura. Asura means you don't think like they are like demons. The Asura is the different kind of the clan altogether. Like how the human are one kind of the species, like that they are also the different kind of the species in the world. So he chooses to mentor that kind of the peoples. We call as the Daityas or in various books. Now we, for simplicity, we call them as Asuras. Ravana is also an Asura. It doesn't mean he's a demon. He has a different capacity altogether. Okay, let's come back to Shukracharya. So he became the guru for the Asura clan. So what happened? There was the war between the Asuras and the Devas. The peoples was dying all the time. So Shukracharya had to find a way. He um, he went into for a great a number of years of the davam towards the Shiva. One point in time, Shiva said, the story goes like this: Shukracharya's uh, continues for 1,000, 5,000 years. Every day, it becomes the fasting becomes more hard. He only eat as the smoke as his food. That kind of the hardness he encountered in that pleasing the worship of the Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva was there was different variations of this story also, but we come into the conclusion. I cut short the story. So there was he worshipped toward the Shiva in a very hard way. No one can imagine. So one point in time, Shiva was very pleased and gave him the blessing like, okay, you have the learning about the Sanjeevani. So that what is the meaning of that? You will give birth to the death people. So he went back to his own career. I would say not career, in his path. So he lives as Asura Guru. The war continues against the Deva and the Asura. In this point in time, Sukracharya used the knowledge of the Sanjeevani. So this was notified by the Nandikeshwara. That means Nandi. Nandi reported to the Shiva. Shiva was very angry because why you use this kind of the knowledge. So he tried to control the Sukracharya. So one point in time, he swallowed him inside. The Sukracharya was swallowed by the Shiva. In that moment there are the various stories also, different variety of stories also around this one episode of the Sukracharya story again. But there was a one interesting story for him for this point in time was when he swallowed. Sukracharya was able to see there was a different lokas, more than 14 lokas inside the Shiva, and he was didn't have and find a way how to come out of the Shiva's body. And he was, again he was doing the tapasya, and it was goes number of years again. It's not 1 or 2 years, it goes of 1,000 years again. Then ultimately he found out the way it come out of the genital organ of the Shiva. So that's why it comes out, that's why called as the Shukra means the semen. So that's why he called as a Shukracharya. Then Shiva considered him as a son because he is come out of the Shiva. So that's why the story goes. So whenever there was a struggle and he couldn't find a way, he definitely break the conventional methods. He go against everybody, but he is not just a kind of average person. He was very skilled. No one can imagine that kind of the knowledge one can acquire. That kind of the knowledge Shukracharya acquired in his life. And there was different varieties of stories also around Sukracharya. If find, I will tell you that. But this, why I tell you this story, why we need to understand the stories of the Venus, then you understand the characteristic and the ability of that particular graha. So when you understand the Venus, he would, okay, one interesting thing about the Sukracharya is he was very, very handsome person. And if anybody looks at him, the other peoples have to stare at him for a very long time. That much beautiful, that much brightness. And he was like kind of charmness is also included. In additionally, he was very intelligent, talented, and he knows what to do, when to do everything. And he was interested in more towards the art and culture. He wants to dance. He wants to give a different kind of the structure for the painting. He want to live an extravagant life, like he needs a luxury in each and everything. But in addition to that, he have an ability to break any kind of the social religious rules or regulations in front of him. If it was anything going against him, he totally break that, and he will find a new world in front of him. That kind of an ability the Venus was having. So how you can remember all the point about the Sukracharya? So remember the story of the Sukracharya again and again. Okay, one interesting thing you have to note about the Sukracharya is the kind of the stubbornness, the kind of the determination, effort, and the willingness. See, one person when he go for a tapasya for 1 year, 2 year, at least 100 years, it's okay, considered to be okay in that world, in that time when the Sukracharya was living. But he went go for a tapasya for 1,000 years, 5,000 years. It's not 1,000, 2,000. Goes for 5,000 years. That kind of the tremendous effort he can do. So remember all this thing. When you see the chukra in your chart, that kind of the tendency, that kind of the ability the graha was holding. So remember all the time whenever you see the chukra in your chart, it's not okay. One important thing about the Sukracharya is we have to see about the sexuality when the whenever the Venus was there. Why? Um, Shukra is come out of the Shiva through his genital organ only, so that whenever there was the sexuality aspect, you have to see the Venus plays the biggest role. So you have to see all kind of the aspect for the Venus one. Okay. So whenever we heard about the Venus, not only the beauty, art, culture, wealth, luxury, all kind of the women's, okay, beautiful women's particularly, all towards the representing Venus only, and additionally sexuality also. Okay. Okay, little bit more about the Venus. Everybody knows about what are the houses owned by Venus. Anybody?
Rishabhantula.
Rishabha and the Tula. Okay. Here, interesting point about this was Rishabha, when comes towards the body organ, it represents the face. And comes into the body organ for the Tula, it is a lower abdomen. So that was an earth element, this was an air element. There is a female energy, this is the male energy. And that one was the fixed, and the Tulam was the movable in nature. So these characteristics are owned by the Venus. So whenever the Venus was in his own house, the characteristics also differ. How it will differ? Most of the time, when the Venus was when the Rishabha exalted moon, if the in the Rishabha exalted moon is there, or the Venus was there in the Rishabha, look at their face, whoever the Jataka is, they definitely have the defined futures. There was no, you can't say pinpoint any kind of the negative in their face. That kind of the defined future they will have. That's the Venus energy will give. Okay. Then the earth energy in the Rishabha, Tula is the air energy. So the energy, the whenever you are seeing about the Venus in the Rishabha, Venus in the Tula, there was a little bit difference whenever you have to see as the analysis. Okay, why? When the Venus was in the Rishabha, it is the stubborn was there. It's like an energy. The steadiness was there, fixed in nature, but it will be very soft. It's not a forceful one. It will be very soft. That kind of energy level vibrating in the Rishabha Venus. When it comes into the Tula Venus, it was airy in nature. Obviously, it's movable, but the force is very strong. Remember that he is in male energy. The force is highly strong. So whenever you see the Venus Tula, they are movable. They are trying to be moved from one place to another. The force is really strong. So you have to combine all the things whenever you see the Venus in the own houses. Okay, let's see about the Venus exaltation debilitation. Venus exalted in Meena Rashi, Venus debilitated in the Kanya Rashi. If you see that, Kanya is the earth element, Meena is the water element. So the exaltation point is the 27 degree, debilitation is the 27 degree. Okay, then anybody remember who's the friend and the enemy? No? For Venus?
Shani and Buddha friends, and I believe Sun and Moon are enemies.
Awesome. Remaining to?
Neutral.
Neutral. Awesome. That's it. Okay. Mula Turgana again Tula, it's 0 to 15 degree. Gender, female, female one, the people's female when it was in the Rishabha, male when it was in the Tula. Aspect only one aspect 7, direction is the southeast, strength is the north. Most of the time the Venus energy is compared against the female energy only. That's a soft energy only. Direction southeast, strength north, benefic, malefic, benefic. Okay, among the Navagrahas, there are the two gurus. One is the Jupiter, and second one is the Shukracharya. So these two gurus considered as the benefic grahas. Adi Devata, Indrani, Pratyadi Devata, Indra. Elements Jala, Dosha, Kapha, and Vata. If most of the time, if the Venus was not well placed in any of the Jataka, and definitely they will be affected with, I should not use the word definitely, because there should be some other grahas will help. But if the Venus was afflicted, the Kapha Vata dosha will be highly for that Jataka. In the Kapha, Kapha Pitta Vata, among this combination, when the probabilities comes for the Kapha and the Vata, this is the kind of the one of the toughest combination to solve for that particular Jataka. Because it is really, when you increase the Kapha, the Vata will increase. When you increase the Vata, the Kapha will increase. It was like you won't balance them that much easily. Okay, let's come back into the Venus. More about the Venus. We already saw that relationship. Friends were Mercury and Saturn. When Mercury was in the Venus house, when the Saturn was in the Venus house, considered it is a good sign. Neutral, Mars and the Jupiter. Okay, enemy, Sun and the Moon. So how we can easily remember? Remember only one thing, enemy, Sun and the Moon. Venus considered the Devata, the Surya and the Chandra, both are enemies. So enemy zone. Neutral is towards the, here is an interesting thing. Shukra considered Jupiter as the neutral. Because when you heard the story, Bragaspati's father showed the favoritism towards his son, but Shukra considered not Bragaspati as an enemy. So this is the twisting point here. So Mars and the Jupiter is a neutral, friend Mercury and the Saturn. Nakshatra, second Nakshatra Bharani, 11th Nakshatra Purva Palguni, 20th Purvashada, Venus Dasha period is 20 years. Okay, here is an interesting link. Whenever the peoples who have the Shukra Dasha, the peoples will be very much happy because everything comes into the whatever the things they want to enjoy in their life, it will come into their life. That's what the people will think, but it's not the whole story. It's a part of the story. Dasha period is 20 years. But how it will affect you or how you are going to enjoy, it totally depends upon your jataka. Entirely depends on your jataka. Okay, till now any doubt? It's you already know about this, I guess. Let's move on. Okay. Venus in the first house. First house we already know what is the first house is about.
Self.
You. That's self. Whoever it is, jataka, that's represented by the first house. And your image, self-image or innate personality, whatever it is, that is represented by the first house. Imagine a situation among the 12 rasis, you are in your lagna, Venus was present in it, and how the people will be. We already know what is the Venus is. Okay, before entering into the Venus in the first house, we know that what is the first house. What is the Venus? The Venus is for beauty, all kind of luxurious items, not only luxurious items, luxurious places, anything it's prefixed with the luxury. Consider it is the Venus. So how I can see the item which is the Venus energy in it or not? If it is shining, if it was highly decorated. See, when a mirror considered a mirror is the sun, but when it was decorated, that is considered as the Venus. If the consider the normal furnitures, uh, if it was decorated, then that is the Venus. Consider a situation, the bakery was there. The normal bakery, it won't be Venus. But when the same bakery shop is decorated with the full mirrors and all kind of the interiors, then the Venus energy was included. So why we need to include the Venus energy? Then the prosperity will comes enter into you. So mostly if you see, whenever you try to decorate the items, okay, importantly, whenever the Venus energy was there, the Lakshmi will come automatically. That's another story altogether. So that's why whenever you are decorating anything, the decorations, Venus, if without the Venus energy, the decoration won't be there. If you see the highly influenced Venus energy people, they decorate everything, even in their food, even in their dress. Whenever they try to sit with the study table or working table or whatever it is, even in their car, you can easily identify is the Sunny dominated person car is this or the Shukra dominated car is this. If the car was highly decorated, definitely it's a Venus energy. So whenever there was an decoration or shining material or any kind of the beauty in that place, it's a Venus energy. Luxury, Venus energy. Beautiful women, Venus energy. And women, obviously, Venus energy. So consider a situation there was an old age woman. It's a moon energy. Okay, that's a difference. Okay, let's come back here. So if it was a young girl, not even moved into the teenage, then the Mercury energy. But it's an adult, teenage, it's a Venus energy. Young girl, Venus energy, obviously. Okay. So this is the Venus. Now that kind of the Venus energy was sitting in the first house. Okay. Remember one thing which I said earlier. The Venus had a tendency to break all kind of the society rules. If you put the rules and regulation, they will follow. They won't break the rules. But if it was goes against them, they are the first persons to break the rule. Okay, now the Venus in the first house. Venus is the beauty. No wonder they glow. Charismatic male, beautiful female. And if you see the Venus, I saw the people's Venus in the Lagna, they're really beautiful. And you will at least want to see them one more time. If you see them and you want to see one more time. There was a time I sit in one of the place. The one young girl was speaking in front of me towards others, and I sit and it was a number of feet away from them. But it was totally attractive. That young girl was really attractive. Then I got, oh, this is the Venus energy. That kind of attractive will be there. You may think like that. It's only for the women. But the Venus energy is not for the male. The Venus energy is for the female also. You will understand when you experience the people. The Venus energy for the male is there or not. You can easily understand. Why I didn't enclose that fully, because that will be a little bit confusing, little bit complicated one, because every human is the combination of the female, male and the female energy. When your female energy was increased, there is a high chances you will emit the Venus energy very well. When your male energy was enhanced, there is a high chances you will emit Mars energy. That's why that topic was so much complicated. Some people won't agree with me, so that's why I skip that part. Okay, good life partner. These people are really very loyal. When they stick to one thing, they was very much loyal and they're very good life partners. Aware of the strength and the weakness. This is the biggest core quality of the Chukra. Chukra knows what is his strength. Chukra knows what is his weakness. But that kind of the Chukra was sitting in your Lagna. This Jataka have an ability to know his strength and the weakness. Okay, you can ask me, what is the big deal here? Okay, imagine a situation. There are a number of the peoples who didn't have an idea about, who didn't care about the strength and the weakness. They took number of years to understand. But these peoples, they know the strength and the weakness in early age itself. See, consider a two-person. He or she have an ability to know his strength and the weakness at the age of 40. There is another individual who can easily understand his strength and the weakness at the age of 10 or before teenage, which is better. Obviously, yearly understanding is better, right? So the Venus and the Lagna people definitely they will do this. And interestingly, no one can avoid that. They know they are beautiful. Okay, what is the big deal here? Okay, if there was, if in your Lagna, if the sunny was combined there, any kind of the sunny aspect was there, even though you are beautiful, you won't believe you are beautiful. But when the Venus was in your Lagna, whichever the Graha was expecting, never mind, you know you are beautiful and they believe that. Definitely they are beautiful. There was no question on that beauty. When the Venus was in the first house, obviously it will give all kinds of the comforts and the luxury in their life. Okay, here is in one question mark will come. What is the meaning of the comforts and the luxury? It depends on individual to individual. One individual may think comfort and luxury is my health. One individual might think comfort and luxury is my study or work or money. Different. So whichever the individual believes, it gives that kind of the comfort and the luxury in their life. First house, any doubt? And anybody having the Venus in the first house? No? If find time, see these people. These people are really beautiful. Venus in the Lagna, they're definitely beautiful. Okay, let's see. I try to get this horoscope of these people. I couldn't find. If anybody can make it, please share it in the WhatsApp. Okay, let's move into the Venus in the second house. What is the second house will do? Anybody?
Family
Family,
and
Dhanasthan.
Dhanasthana. Anything? Okay, second house, remember your liquid assets, whatever you have in your hands, the cash in your hands. Family, food, and especially food. Interestingly, if the second your mood in your second house, your favorite towards all kind of the foods. Okay, and nourishment also. That is the second house. Then now let's see the Venus. Venus we already know it's a luxury, all kind of beauty, and the decorative, any kind of the beauty, and that belongs to the Venus. Now that Venus was in your second house. Then what it will be? The people will be born in silver spoon. That will be definitely wealthy. They born in a wealthy family. the family is wealthy and have comfort. The comfort is come from the generation to generation. It's come when they born, they are already born in the wealthy family only. And you already know, right? When first house is for the head, second house is for the face. Anybody forgot this point? You remember the body parts for every houses? No? Head, face.
Yeah.
So the second house is for the face. When the beautiful Venus was sitting in your second house, definitely they will have the beautiful face. Okay, that was an interesting. Then what is the other one? The speech. When they speech, when they try to open their mouth, when they utter any kind of words or sentence, the other people will really didn't say and negate anything, and they go with their words. That kind of the people. The speech is very sweet. You can't say no to them. That kind of the speech they will deliver. And decide life partner, obviously, because this is about the family. They are the desired life partner. Anybody having Venus in the second house? Venus in the second house, Venus in the first house. Oh, it's a good sign. Anybody?
My son has it, Vanita.
Anything matches here?
Uh, yeah, he has a sweet face and speech.
Hmm.
Still young for the desired life partner.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So, and he's lucky actually. So,
Hmm. Why you saying lucky?
because whatever he wants, he gets it. So he doesn't have
Uh,
to.
oh, the family comforts will come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Uh, Mostly these people will they when the second house Venus people's born in a family, they are lucky only. They will get whatever they want because that kind of energy comes. It's a Venus energy you can't avoid. Okay. Anybody having any other people's having Venus in the second house?
Vanita, even if Venus is in an enemy house, will this apply?
Okay. Then
Venus is
maybe
in Simha and it is the second house. Will this still apply?
the it won't change, the effect won't change, but there was some kind of the discomfort will come once in a while. The
Oh,
discomfort will be there, but the core energy that will be also enhanced in their life. But you consider a situation. Venus was in their own house. There was no discomfort. The luxury is a luxury. But when the Simha, the Kadaka, the Venus was there, the luxury will be available for them, but there should be some kind of the discomfort they will encounter once in their life, once in their any of their phase in their lifetime. The discomfort will be less. Sorry, discomfort will become comfort will be less.
yes. Okay. What if Venus is in Kanya, which is debilitated?
Oh, okay. Mostly will think that one has done okay when the Venus was in
Kanya,
debilitated
second house.
Kanya
Second house
second
is
house, right?
Kanya. So it is debilitated. Venus is there. So how does that affect?
Okay, we will think that one as they may not become the desired life partner, right? But here they will definitely become a desired life partner. The luxury family and the wealth may get deteriorated. The family may not provide the wealth and comforts for them, but they have an ability. The liquid assets will come to them, but definitely they are the desired life partners. They are very much. You really wonder why this happens. This is also meaning in it. We'll see that later. But when the Venus is in the second house in the Kanya Rasi, these people will really decide life partner. And the family and the wealth comforts, it may not come from the family wealth and the comforts. The comforts may come from the different way. It may the come when the Venus in the second house, this possibility is low. One or the other way will okay. Consider this situation. No, the Venus in the Kanya Rasi, but the family wealth was provided to the kid won't have an energy to enjoy that. But you will really wonder how when the Venus in the second house, they definitely want the luxury in their life. But the luxury depends on differ from individual to individual. That's why I said when it was placed in the Kanya, their luxury is different. Their comfort is different. Even though it was debilitated. Okay.
So it's like the comfort will be less compared to Venus being exalted or in the own house or in a friend's house. Is that what it is?
But the luxury they will definitely enjoy. There is no doubt about it. But this discomfort will be there. Some kind of dissatisfaction will come. But you may ask, okay, it will come in the first day in their life? No. It will come when the Dasha Buddhi was happening. It will come when the Kocharam, the particular Graha was in the Kocharam, was now making the move. That kind of the time, there is a discomfort in their life. But don't think when the Venus was in the second house, that is the Kanya Rasi, the discomfort is coming all the time. No, it won't be like that. But the discomfort will be there.
Okay.
Kind of a confusing. Okay, I'll make it as a very simple. See, when the Venus was in the debilitated house, so that means the energy of the Venus was not there, correct? But when the Venus was in the debilitated, the Venus energy was not there. If some of the other you have to see your entire chart altogether. But the family wealth and the discomforts you may not have, but some considered a situation. Venus in the second house in the Kanya Rasi, but I'm a Jataka of that. Imagine a situation. But when I enjoy the family wealth and the discomforts, one or the other way, my discomfort will be there. Family wealth was there. I'm receiving it. Maybe the family wealth received from my family, I may not consider it as my comfort. It's to the individual, right? I feel like it is disturbing in my life. That kind of thing. One or the other way, the discomfort will be there. But if it is the friend's house or the neutral house, that discomfort will be completely eliminated. You will really enjoy that Venus in the second house, all kind of the good things. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody having the Venus in the Kanya Rasi, that is a really good Jatakam to study, because that will give you different knowledge, that will give you different dimension. When you see the next time when you see the horoscope, your entire viewpoint will be different. Whenever you find a Venus in the Kanya Rasi, go and check it. That is the best Jadagam you have to study. Okay. Any questions? Venus in the third house. Okay, the third house is simply the Dhyasthana. It's about your aim, your ambition, your courage, or whatever the things you want to try to do in your life, whichever it is. I want to just stand in my own legs. That is also courage. I want to draw something. I'm passionate about driving. I'm passionate about gardening. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about that. Whichever it is. Third house. Your neighbors. Third house. Any kind of the communication you are making, that is also third house. So this is the third house. We already know what is Venus. Venus is beautiful, luxury, about the sexuality, all kind of the beautiful things, young women, everything is the Venus energy. When you combine it together, okay, this kind of the female energy was coming in the third house. What it will be? Okay, these peoples had a very great passion for their art and the culture. The art and culture is a diversified one. It it can be anything. It can be start from the drawing towards the dance, whichever it is. The art and culture, they have the different passion about it. There is a high possibility there towards the love for the fashion, cinema, media, and the acting. When the Venus in the third house. Okay, then the question will come. This is for the good scenario, like only Venus was in the third house. If other graha was present, what it will become? When it was present in an enemy house, what it will become? This all about your homework. See, when the Venus was in the third house, I will tell you, okay, this is they are really good in art and culture. There is a high chance they can act in cinema. But when it was placed when it was placed with other grahas, what it will be? When it was present in the own house, when it is present in the enemy's house, when it was present in the neutral house, when it was aspected by the Sani Graha, when it was aspected by the Rahu Ketu, that means when it was aspected by the malefic planets. So this kind of the various reviews, various probabilities, you have to keep that in mind. Okay, now what we are doing then? We are generally seeing when the Venus only present in the third house. How it is going to help you? Okay, when you have an idea when the Venus was placed in the third house, this is going to happen, you already have an ability to combine it together. Okay, we'll see the grahas combination, then you will understand how it will be easy. Then later point in time, we will work together. Okay, that's why my next revision will start in such a way that we are trying to analyze one horoscope at least for 3 weeks or 4 weeks in a short amount of time, so that you will understand whenever you see any of the horoscope, what are the steps you have to follow. Quickly go through, quickly scan, and see the horoscope. Okay, let's come back into the Venus in the third house. The people take his profession seriously, whichever they are doing, whether it is a dancing or any kind of one art. If they're an artist, they took the profession very seriously. The other peoples may think, okay, it's their passion they're doing, but they took that as a profession for them. Predominant female siblings is high possibility. This is the most of the time when the Venus was in the third house, female sibling is the is an next answer to that. Anybody was having Venus in the third house?
I
What
have it.
is
I have it.
But, Vanita, I did not understand what do you mean by predominant female siblings? That means that person who has Venus in the third house will have a female sibling.
No, female siblings. They will have the definitely females. Predominantly, obviously they will have the female sibling.
Yeah,
My
I
daughter
have.
has
Somebody was having the Venus in the third house. We will ask him. You have a female
Yeah.
sibling? Yes.
Yeah, I have 4 of them.
Yes.
And my wife also has Venus in third, and she also has 4 sisters.
Oh, that's totally awesome.
awesome?
but my daughter has Venus in the third house, but she has a brother. So there are exceptions, of course.
The new generation is different.
Okay. Okay, that's why the century and the decade was different. See, if you are born in the 1960, the story was different. But when you are born 2000, story was different. But the child which is born now, 2025, it will be different. That's for sure. But because of the environment, the people's own intake, everything changes their hormones. Their ability also will be reduced altogether. This is kind of an average. When you see the number of the Jataka, considered you see the 100 horoscope and Venus in the third house, 95 people get the female
Okay.
thing. Obviously, the average wins here.
Just a loud thought, Vanita. Maybe when we say female siblings, it may be little bit of feminine character seen in the sibling, like more
Okay.
sensitive, more compassionate, more kind,
Yeah.
softer, isn't it? Not necessarily gender wise, maybe the trait wise
Yes.
also.
Yes, exactly. That's why most of the time when you see them as an energy, you will easily find out. But if I say that in a word, it will change the meaning in a different way. That's why I didn't say that. But I try to be most of the time. I try to say that.
Yeah,
Every
this definition matches my daughter because her brother is, more. I feel so. He's perceived like that. He is more of, sensitive, softer, kinder, which is usually associated with a female character. I mean, what do you say?
Where is his Venus?
He says in fourth house.
Oh, then you will see that. But when this is the correct, when every human have the male and the female energy. If
Okay, so
because
energy
when,
wise, okay.
yeah, the energy, everything is not seen as an energy level, seen as a vibration level, not seen as an the through the
Gender.
vision and
Okay.
gender wise. Don't categorize it as that. Okay, why I'm saying this? When I see the astrology with the gender based perception, I was not able to grasp anything.
Mm.
So when I remove that thought process and see everything as an energy and the vibration, it will opens up many gates, and you will understand the astrology in an extremely different way. Okay,
Interesting.
I will tell you the one more path which I found out the reason also when I find a time. Okay. Somebody was saying Venus in the third house, right? Anything was matching here?
I cannot say, I mean, passion or whatever, but, I kind of know the music, and, I can play some instruments and can catch music easily, the notes. Um, mm, I actually have any. The second point is not true. Love for fashion or anything like that. No, that's not true.
It's not true. Mm.
And I do take the profession seriously. Yes, that is another. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it is in Venus is in own house in Vrishabha, which is the third house, and with Mars actually with Kuja. And
Oh,
same with my wife. Hers is in Dhanu Rashi, but she has Moon also. Moon, Mars, and Venus together in
I
Dhanu.
see. Okay, interestingly, when the Venus combined with the Mars energy, the predominant energy of the Mars will overcome the Venus. Maybe the Mars is in the higher degree for you.
Yes, yes, yes. It's Atmakarka. Yeah.
Mm. So that's why it takes over the Venus. But if when consider the situation when the Venus was in the higher degree, this will be emit highly more than the Mars. Okay, the
Yeah.
situation will change, depends. Okay, the one point you told, right? You hear the music, you understand the notes. Okay, when there was a passion of art and culture, you don't think that was you have to involved in it. But what is the kind of the passion? I will tell you the one my story here. See, I can able to hear the music, but I'm not able to understand one single word. Even if you ask me to hear one song for an entire day, I'm such a kind of a person. I can hear that one song for an entire day. Then end of the day, ask me to utter one line of that song. I'm not able to do that. I can't do that. Also, that's the truth. It's a kind of an you may say disability or ability. I don't know what is that, but I'm not able to grasp single music. But my music was something only. It's not all the music my mind will accept. In that case, I see you as in a passion for an art and culture because you can able to understand the music notes means. For me, you are like a god in front of me. Because for me, when the people says there was a friend of mine, and she can tell how many rhythm in the song, what are the instruments was used, and when the flute music was changed into the drum, and she will say everything. And I was see her as a God is in front of me because my I can't able to do that. So when other person was doing, it was a great thing for me.
And also, I'm running Venus Dasha right now.
Ah,
So, because of that, I think uh, my interest in learning a few things, including Jyotish Shastra, started, I guess. Um, and I'm also learning Veda chanting.
obviously, it will come for you. No wonder it will come to you definitely. That's totally
And
it.
and it is obvious that I can catch the notes, the Veda swaras, much easier, much faster than other folks. I'm older than many of them. I'm the oldest student, but I can catch the notes and everything fairly
Okay,
better.
this is what I'm telling. This is the thing I'm telling. The Venus was there, regardless of your age, whether it is in your hundreds or 150 age. Don't worry about that. The Venus in the third house will give you that energy, will give you that energy to understand the notes. See, for me, Venus was in the fourth house. I didn't have that kind of a knowledge, whatever you have. That's the kind of energy when it was in the third house. The courage you understand about the art, the courage you have and about understanding about the music will come because of a Venus energy. That's very interesting. Let's moving into Venus in the fourth house. Okay, here is the thing. I have in my horoscope, I have the two Digbala grahas. One I will tell you later. This one is second Digbala graha. Fourth, for me, Venus in the fourth house. Let's see about the first fourth house. Anybody understand about fourth house? Fourth house, everybody forgot? Your land, property, your mother, your interest, ability,
Sukasthana.
nurturing. Yeah, Sthigasthan. If somebody was come and ask you with their horoscope, no, I want to understand my happiness. Go and see your fourth house. Whatever you do, whatever you do in your life, you always go towards, you run towards that fourth house only. Then you may ask, Vanida, is that the land property? No. Whatever the fourth house will say, that brings the happiness for you. Whichever the graha which is present in it, that brings the happiness for you. Okay, let's come back here. So we already know what is Venus. The Venus is a kind of an luxury, exuberant, and he was shiny, decorative, beautiful women, sexuality, everything comes under Venus. Now it was in the fourth house. It's a very best position for the Venus because it's having the Digbala. Digbala means the strength was highly increased, the auspiciousness was highly increased. The person is extremely lucky. I felt like extremely lucky, regardless of I don't know why I'm lucky, because I had a chance to learn from different teachers. I felt it. I'm lucky in various. That's one of the reason. But I had the many reasons. I feel lucky. Okay, let's come back into gives house, vehicles, property, and assets. I didn't have that, but my parents have. It also gives a peace in the home environment. Most of the time, it was like that. After the child with this placement is born in the family, it creates a new kind of family. That I really don't know. Maybe I have to check with my parents. Okay, what is the fourth house in when I analyze myself? What is the fourth house Venus will do for me? Here there was the parivartana also happening, but not with the Venus. So that's why I take the Venus in the fourth house. It's in the Saturn's house. It's in the Saturn's house. Obviously, it's a friend's house. So my tendency towards the learning was very much, and most of the time I try to learn different thing. And my friends will jokingly said that you try to explore the studies in a different way. Um, I spend most of the times in the studies. So that's why I felt that the Venus was plays the biggest role here. Anybody was having a Venus in the fourth house?
My son has
How it will, which house it is? Wait a
fourth
second.
house. I'm sorry. Fourth.
And you remember which Rasi it is? You remember which Rasi it is?
Are you asking me?
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I heard someone telling second house, so I thought maybe I'm cross talking.
Oh,
No.
okay. The Venus in the fourth house.
Yeah.
For me, it was like this. My Lagna is the Thula Lagna, and the Venus was here. Okay, now tell me what are the things you will understand from this. My Lagna is the Thula Lagna, and the Venus in the Makara Rasi. Anybody? whatever you feels like. Now you understand who's the enemy for the Venus. Now you know what is the fourth house. Now you know what is the Venus will do, and you understand Venus in the fourth house. Now altogether, you can give me the prediction or analysis, whichever it is match for you. No. Okay, now I change the position here. Okay, this is me. I told already about myself. Now I'm giving a different situation. Now let's have Venus in the Simha. And the Rishabha Lagna. Okay, here comes interesting. This is the situation for one of the Jataka. Rishabha Lagna, fourth house is the Simha Rasi. Position for the Venus is good, even though it is the enemy house. The Digbala was there because the fourth house is the Digbala for the Venus. So that's why the position for the Venus is good. But the person is extremely lucky. He or she may not feel that. Why? It was not in his own house or in the neutral house. So this possibility is very low. I mean, they won't feel like that. Okay, when you compare against my horoscope, when it was in the Venus in the Makara Rasi, that's in the friend's house, it was like I feel extremely lucky. Lucky means in different aspects, I feel like that. Okay, gives house, vehicles, properties, and assets. Okay, here is the checkpoint here. They may have the houses, vehicles, property, and assets. They definitely will have, but the discomfort will be also high. If they have this one, the discomfort comes as an side product. Okay, and this one is not possible. They may have the peace in their home environment, but not all the time. The discomfort comes once in a while, for sure. This one is the questionable for the when it was placed in the enemy's house. So you understand, right? When you see this slide is for when the Venus was in the fourth house alone. Okay, now I will combine a situation here. Okay, now Venus and the Mercury. Okay, let me give you the good scenario first. Then we will move into that. Consider Venus and the Mercury is in the fourth house. It's the Kumbha Lagna. How this will become? You know about the Mercury in the fourth house, right? Anybody remember Mercury in the fourth house? Yes, no? Everybody was silent, so I thought like I'm not, you can hear me, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what the fourth house Mercury will do?
In the fourth house.
Highly individualistic, entrepreneurial, business acumen, good in maths, analytical skills, comes up on his own in life, poetic skills and love for music, magisterial profession.
Okay. Okay, now when you see about the Mercury in the fourth house, we already know Mercury is for the maths, Mercury for the analytical skills, Mercury for doing the business on the commerce. Mercury was well versed in the commerce, so we know that very well. Now we'll combine when the Venus and the Mercury in the fourth house together. So these people have an ability to do maths because the Venus and Mercury is not in his. Mercury is a friend for Venus or not?
Friend.
Yes, friend.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Mercury is the friend. So Mercury is in a comfort zone. Venus in the own house, more comfort zone. So that means this people, this is a good position for Venus, and additionally, they feel extremely lucky, maybe towards because of the max. That is a high possibility when the grahas join it together, their benefits is also joined together. They may have the houses, vehicles through their business, through their knowledge, through the analytical skills, through the profession. They may acquire that. They have a high possibility because they both are in the comfort zone. The peace in the home is the next for them. Definitely the peace in their home. This is the possibility because the Mercury is also an young child, young prince. The prosperity will come when after the child was born. Is this okay? Is it easy to mixed up to understand two grahas in one place?
No, I think it's a good one. So we will have the best of both, right? I mean, all of it actually.
Okay, this is the point you have to note here. Best of both, but when we consider the best of the both, because both things were in a very comfort zone.
Exactly.
Consider a situation when now I know this. Now I have the Rishabh Lagna, and the Venus and the Mercury was in the Simha Rasi. Mercury feels Sun as the friend, but Sun feels Mercury neutral. You understand this different? Sun feels the Mercury as a neutral, but Mercury feels the Sun as a friend. So this the Mercury was in a comfort zone, okay, but Venus was not in a comfort zone. So this possibility here is when you combine it together, the benefits is also in the you have to be joined together in such a way that when the Venus energy gives the discomfort, Mercury energy is okay. What does it mean? They will be well versed in analytical skills in the maths, but they may not feel lucky, even though they were very good with maths. They won't feel lucky. They may acquire this houses and the vehicles possibly because the Mercury was in its comfort zone. There is a high possibility through their profession they may acquire this kind of the stuff. Possibility of the discomfort, the peace in the home may not be disaster. It will be the less discomfort. Okay, you understand this point, right?
So Mercury effects will be 100%, but
Mercury effect, yes, Mercury effect will be there, but when the Venus will be diminished here because of the placement of graha in that Rashi. Okay, then how you can confirm this one? When you see the grahas combination in the Rashi, you can easily understand that. But still you feel like, no, I may do some kind of a mistake here. Then how you can correct yourself? Go and see your Shatbala for that chart. In the Shatbala, it will tell you this graha was in a good position or not. So based on that also, you can ensure your readings. Okay, this is correct or but still it will goes with the number of the combinations. Sometimes you feel like overwhelmed, that's totally fine. See, when you feel overwhelmed, you're really learning. When the Venus in the fourth house, this is the base. This is the core one. Okay. When the Venus alone in the fourth house, regardless of whichever Rashi it is, but when it was in the enemy house, the discomfort will be there, one or the other way. Not only discomfort, some obstacles will be there, some struggle will be there. See, when the Venus was in fourth house within the enemy's house, then they acquire the house may come, vehicle may come into their life, but it comes through various struggles, various obstacles. They will achieve that kind of the goal. It depends upon the grahas present in the different rashi, and the grahas along with it, you have to be combined together. Then you will see, then you will ask, okay, I understand the Venus, I understand the Mercury, I know the 12 rashis. When I say the prediction, when I say that, okay, this combination will give you this benefit, it will be 100% correct in my first shot. It won't be for sure. Try 1,000 times. It will be definitely. It will come on its own. Whenever you see the Venus in the fourth house, when you read the chart, when you read the horoscope, it will come automatically. Okay, this is for this house, for the Venus in the fourth house, in this Rasi, this is the thing. It will come on its own. So don't worry. If you tell the wrong thing, wrong benefits or wrong results, don't worry about it. It will come on its own. But you have to practice again and again. But when you practice with the people who you very well know, like your family, your friends, then you can easily understand. Even though they may not aware about the situation, but when you see the chart, it will be there. That's why I said there are the peoples who didn't aware about the strength and the weakness. They didn't have an idea. But the people around them will easily understand. Oh, you have that strength, you have this weakness. Okay. But when you see the other people's chart again and again, you can easily identify. Okay. Okay. We'll see you next week. I finished it here. Any questions till now?
Vanita, if you could just show Venus in first house, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the difference between this and if Venus is the Lagna, the Lagnapati is Venus, would it be the same?
No.
That would be different.
Okay, there is a not same.
Similar.
Similar. Okay, when you have to consider the Lagnadipati, when you didn't have a graha in your Lagna, then you have to consider the Lagnadipati. Then you don't need to consider the Lagnadipati when the graha was present. Mostly, you no need. Okay, consider the situation. That's our situation here. Okay, consider the situation. Which Rasi you said?
Any suppose Taurus,
Okay,
Rishabha.
Rishabha Rasi, and the Venus was present in it. Okay.
No, Venus is not present, but no planet.
No
Nothing is
graha
there.
was present. Okay,
No
now no
graha.
graha was present in your
The
Lagna.
Lagnapati is Venus. Yeah, suppose.
Okay. Then this situation, you have to consider Venus only.
Okay.
Then you
So,
have, okay, for you, the Venus, then you may, Lagnadipati is the Venus. See, when you understand about the first house, you have to see which Rasi. Okay, you understand it is a Rishabha Rasi. Is there any graha present in it? No graha present in it. Then whom you have to consider? You have to consider the owner. Who's the owner? Venus is the owner. Then you have to see where the Venus was in your chart. Then once you find out the Venus in that chart, you have to understand whether the Venus was placed in the friend's house, enemy's house, the neutral house. Is the graha was present, anybody was present along with it, any aspect was there. Then you understand the auspiciousness of your Lagnadipati. Then that represents the Jataka.
okay. Yeah.
Is that clear?
Thank you. Yeah, thank
you. Okay.
Vanita, in this situation, we do consider the aspects on the Lagna, right? Any planet aspecting the Lagna. So do we have to look at the Lagnadipati first or the aspects on the Lagna first?
Both, right?
When you both see, you have to go in a sequence. That's why I thought to start it from this week itself. Then I couldn't make it. I didn't have a time to prepare. We'll do that from the next week. That when you go the step by step, right, you won't miss anything. See here, when you see the Lagna first house, it represents the Jataka. When it was there and no graha was present in it, then you have to look into the Lagnadipati first. So during the Lagnadipati, when you see about its strength, then you have to understand is there any aspect was present here also. So you have to understand the Lagnadipati, you have to understand the aspect towards your first house also. So you combine it together, then you see it exactly represents you. There was no mistake in it. If your horoscope was correctly noted on that time and you using the correct timing, and when you put the horoscope, that snapshot is exactly the first house exactly represents the Jataka. There is no miss. Definitely, there is no wrong in it. You check on yourself also in your horoscope also how you look, how you whether you're beautiful or not. It may not be present in it, but how you look, how your traits will be, how your image will be, you can easily predict from the horoscope, particularly in the first house.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay.
Just on another topic, just curiously, interestingly telling you that Mercury is available to visible. Still it is in. I think it is in Mula third pada or fourth pada, or maybe, and it is still visible.
Wow.
I can see it.
Why
Sun
is
is
it?
coming at the horizon, but Mercury is visible.
Hmm.
About 19 degrees, 18 degrees between Sun and Mercury still.
That's totally awesome. And you are really lucky.
Yeah, I've been watching all 7 grahas, visible grahas. So
But this is totally awesome. Any point in time in your family, they chanted this Navagraha Sostram all the time
I don't think so. I don't
in
think so.
your family?
My family is not that kind of family. My family farmers.
Must have been from previous Janma.
Yeah, yeah.
No, in your line only, ancestor line. Okay, why I tell you this one? Why I'm telling this, I will tell you.
Maybe from my mom's side.
Yeah, from your father or mother, anybody from your ancestor will, because if you have an opportunity to see the Navagraha whenever you feel like, it's a kind of a blessing. No one can have that. So definitely the Navagraha blessing will be there, means at least once in a while they do the chanting. They do this one as the puja or some in one or the other way. Okay, why I'm telling you?
Yeah. I have not been taught Navagraha Suktam, but I am chanting Navagraha Stotra, which is just
Yeah,
a
now the
sloka.
Sutra only I'm telling, not
Yeah,
Suktam. Navagraha Sutra only.
yeah.
Mostly the one whenever you started learning the horoscope, definitely you in your different lifetime or from your ancestor, they definitely touch the horoscope learning. That's the only thing you come into learning this one. Or in your lifetime, in any one of your lifetime, you feel like you may study the horoscope very well, and that kind of the knowledge now it will emit from you.
Yeah, I'm more like interested in astronomical part than astrological part. So I mean, astrology, is kind of future predictions. Is it's actually uh, not of my interest, but knowing the characteristics and from the grahas positions and all that is very interesting also. But future forecasting, whatever, that part I don't really believe, and I'm not interested also.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very much
Vanita,
interested in astronomy. Yeah,
Mm.
sorry.
will that help you better understand astrology, Murali sir?
Yes, of course, because you're studying, all the grahas positions wherever they are. I mean, I can write the kundali myself
Wow.
without any. I mean, by looking at all the grahas where the positions are. This morning the moon was in the east. It's so west, so bright actually. It's almost full moon, but it's not full moon. It's probably still. It's probably in Ardra now. Still Mrugashira and Pushya. This month moon has to be in Pushya. This is Pushya Masa, so moon has to be in Pushya, full moon. But somewhere end of Mrugashira, end of Punarvasu. That's where it will be on full moon day, I think. And I am also, the calculation of the tithi, like what is the Purnima, how you determine the Purnima and all that. You see, it's a mathematical actually. Uh, uh, the tithi determination, because moon goes to every 27 nakshatras in 27 days, but lunar month is 30 days. Why is the reason, and things like that. You have to. It's very interesting for me
That is
to.
maths, right?
That's all pure mathematics. Yes,
Mathematics.
yes. So that part, that's why I said astronomical part is very interesting. And of course, knowing the characteristics of placement of all these grahas, uh, and why you can actually visually see from where to where the Rashi is in the sky. Right now, where Dhanur Rashi starts, I can tell. I can visually tell you where Dhanur Rashi starts if I see the stars. So, or Graha. That's kind of my, I guess, interest right now. But characteristics, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it will help, if. I mean, I strongly believe in Vedic astrology. So basically, whatever the Bruhat Parashara has written, those are all very, very uh, accurate, actually. And wherever it is not accurate, he will tell you. Even Brahma will not be able to tell you this. So I know Sanskrit also. So from original Sanskrit shlokas, we learned some of it, some basics. But and there I have a very good guru that and is actually one of my classmates. He knows Sanskrit also, and also Jyotish Shastra, and he studies. He's a professor, so he likes to teach. So he knows how to teach. So he prepared the slides, and he taught me and a few of us few things, some basics. But all these second house placements of Venus and things like that, this is all something new. So I'm learning here. So
Vanita, with respect to chanting yourself or
Mm.
listening to somebody chanting, is the
Both will give benefit to you.
okay.
Uh,
Because see, I do not know many things by heart, so I cannot chant myself, but I play it and listen to it. So just wanted to know.
So there are the various ways. Okay, so you no need to chant the very big mantra. Maha mantra is more than enough. So otherwise, the Om Namah Shivaya is the best option. The people will say start with the Hare Krishna, ends with Om Namah Shivaya. So you can go with that also. Or if you, but whenever you started astrology, consider this is the time you scheduled for learning your astrology. Imagine a situation. Then before you start your study, you just read the Navagraha Stotra. Not
Okay.
all, just read. No need to chant or something like that. At least only one time. It won't take you for 1.5 minutes. Once you familiarized with it, you will be go with very quick. It won't take
Correct.
more than 1.5 minutes, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is very, very fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the initial situation, in the initial days, you may not be able to remember what is that word was telling, right? Then that point in time, you go along with the music. So wherever they are chanting, you go along with them. So only one time is enough in the beginning. Then once you feel in the Namagarga Stotra is a kind of thing it will do in your body, it may ask you to chant one more time. So when that day was coming, chant one more time. Then
Oh, that happens. I thought it was just me. Okay. No, I
it
didn't
will
know that.
come for everybody. That the energy of the mantra was there. It asks you because you are whenever you feel like, oh, I'm just chanting the mantra. No, don't be like that. Your cells will be open. There was some various signs was happening in your body. But when the spiritual energy was hold in it, it have a capacity to expand. That's why the people ask you to bath in the cold water in the morning. That's why the cells, which is in the cells was in a flattened way, it will expand. It's allow you to expand. The chanting is also do the same thing. So it enhances your body. So one point in time, your body will think, okay, I need more. I need one more month. That's a point in time increase the count. So it sometimes there is a point in time it asks you to increase 11 times also. Do it as your body says. So this is the one way of doing. Then very interesting thing as you all learning astrology, the best thing I ask you to learn is Saundrya Lagari. mostly everybody knows about the Soundriya Lagari, right? The author is the Adi Shankara. There was a story also here. Adi Shankara went into Kailash. Some people will say he went into astral travel. Some people will say no, he went directly. So either way, he went into Kailash. There he got the blessing from the Shiva and the 4 Shiva lingas. Along with it, Parvati Devi gave him one book. But Nandikeshwara was not allowed him to do that. So it was snatched from him, and only 42 slokas was in his Adi Shankara hand. The remaining Nandi was saying, no, the world is not ready for it. But then the Shiva advised, go and write on your own. Then Adi Shankara had written everything after that till 100. So the 42 is an Ananda Lagari. The remaining thing is the Soundriya Lagari. But here all the 100 slokas when you have a time. For maybe 1.5 hours, if I'm not wrong. But when it is possible for you, learn that 100 slokas. It takes years of time, I will tell you. But then you may ask, why I need to learn the Soundriya Lagari? So once you learn everything, and you will tell me why I need to learn. Because when you are into astrology, this is the one thing you definitely have to learn. Regardless of the book, I don't know what the book is going to give the knowledge to you. But the Soundriya Lagari will give you tremendous knowledge to you, no matter what. Because the Soundriya Lagari is a little bit different from other things. It has the mantra, it has the yantra as well. And every sloka will give you the different benefit. But there are the many YouTubers was doing that. The best thing I found was the Sanskrit channel. It was really wonderful. But whichever you find which is soothing your ears, go ahead with it. Or learn from your regional language. Or the peoples who are Sanskrit scholars, go and learn them. This is the one wonderful thing you have to learn. But I suggest you to learn this Soundriya Lagari. It's really wonderful. Because when you enter into the astrology is not kind of the science. I won't say it is a science. It's a kind of a different stuff altogether. Because when I started learning the yoga, the people will say it's a yogic science. I find it was not a science. When I started learning hypnotherapy, the people will say it is the science. I extremely understand it was not a science. It goes one level, number of levels beyond that. So this one Soundriya Lagari will give you tremendous knowledge. So you learn and tell me maybe year after how it will be change you, how it change your perspective, change your knowledge. It will give you the tremendous benefit altogether. And there is also you can also chant also. If you well versed in the Sanskrit, you can chant the entire Soundriya Lagari. There is the book is not very big, but the slokas is very 2 lines, but there's a number of the words in it. You have to spend number of hours to understand. That's only one thing. Otherwise, it was really an interesting one.
Okay.
Try and
Thank you,
tell me.
Anita. Thank you so much.
Okay, then we'll
Thank
see you
you.
all. See you all next week.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Anita.
Bye.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Anita.
Bye.